on. Hold on. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Alex's Toy Show. Q&A number 19, take 2. There's a way to do things, a way not to do things. And I hate to, number one, be caught for doing something half-assed ever. So, the Yankee game was on earlier today, and I said, oh crap, I haven't shot the video yet. Let me do a quick video, and I watched the game, and I did. However, it was too quick. It was too short. I feel I gypped you guys on some answers. So, here we are, taking 2. Taking 2? Sure. So, Jake Fuller, your first question, had I ever played Nutball, and will I subscribe to his channel? Dude, I'm pretty sure I'm a subscriber. I will double check when I get back home later. And, no. I was too cool to play Nutball. You shouldn't do that to other people, because you can ruin their junk, and somebody could ruin your junk. Think about it. Think about it. Don't you want kids, like, sometime in life that you can play wrestling figures with or something, or have kids to teach? And then, what if somebody nutballs you and ruins your junk, man? You're not having any kids. So put an end to that. Barry Francis wants to know, he wanted to know, had I ever seen an indie wrestler go pro? My story was, in our independent league, myself and Grim and the Ninja Twins and Doo-Hop, we wrestled under this guy. He ran an organization. His name was Ron Post. I forget the letters. I, with my small stature, went to go help out refereeing one night, and I had the referee shirt, but I had on jeans. I had no black pants. I said, I'll wear jeans. No one's going to care. Well, I mean, they didn't care, but they cared. You know, it was like that, well, you're here, let's do it. So I quickly became the gimmick known as Al Jeans, which is a two-sided story. Me being Al, wearing jeans, who is also the producer in The Simpsons. If you watch the end credits of The Simpsons, his is the first name that comes up, Al Jean. And, you know, at the time, we were all big Simpsons fans. Family Guy was coming back and forth on the air, and, yeah, I mean, it was still great, but, you know. So, double meaning, awesome, awesome. So, anyway, the other half of the story, Ron Post actually wrestled Razor Ramon in the WWF? Probably the F. And it was cool. So we saw it in reverse. You know, he had been on TV, and then now we're wrestling in his independent league. So we didn't see the indie go pro. We saw the pro come back to the indie market. But it was still cool. So that's why I said earlier it was like the opposite of what you were asking. But I think it's same pew. Wrong. Same church, different pew. Yeah. Let's go with that. Isaac Bell had a valid question. Had I ever watched TNA, or do I watch TNA, and who is my favorite wrestler there? I don't. I watched it a while back. I can't stand Kurt Angle. What else? How are we doing with the light here? Hey, we got some light in this place. Ah, fucking dog. I can't stand Kurt Angle, number one. What else? I watched a couple of episodes just to make sure I wasn't missing out on something, and I just really couldn't get into it, man. There was nothing that's grabbing you. Kind of like how, I don't want to say how WWE is now, because I think there's still that element that people love the WWE for, but their quality of episodes, I think, is coming down. They really need to take a look and say, my God, we're becoming TNA. Yeah, you don't want that to happen because TNA is on their way out. Have you looked at their ratings? They're probably not canceled, but they're fucking close. I hear there's a ton of talent over there, but I can't get past, like, some of those guys. I mean, I'll give it another try if you think it's good. I was wrong about NXT. Who knows? Johnny Show wants to know, do I work for Mattel, and how have I not been fired? One of the gimmicks on the Grimm's Toy Show is that I work for somebody different every week. I worked for Mattel 1 week, and I came in with new figures, which weren't really new figures. They were just like rehashes of old figures. Like, we had a big show, and I pushed him off as the new Ryback figure, and I said, so Grimm asked me, well, why is he so big? And I said, we fed him more. Because remember, his chant was "Feed me more" back when he was like the good guy with John Cena. Anyway, I worked for Mattel 1 week. Every week, you know, I have a different T-shirt on promoting the logo of the place that I work for. This week, it's just the gray T-shirt. I changed out of my Al, the man, the myth, the legend. Funny story behind that shirt. I looked for 3 T-shirts that day. It was a little stand in the mall. You know, it was like set. It wasn't even a store. It was set up in the center court area, you know, where there's room to walk. And they just had T-shirts. They had myself. They had my younger brother, but not my youngest brother's name. So the joke that day when I got home, yeah, I mean, it's a long time ago. I said, hey, I'm the man, the myth, the legend. I got one for you, but you're just not. Me and my brothers, we have, you know, that sarcastic, laugh at everything kind of relationship, which is great for board game nights. And, this is for you guys. You know what it means. And don't tell anybody. And I came home with just the 2 shirts and not the 3. They didn't make it. And I said, well, can you make it? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, then fuck you. I'll just take 2 shirts then, fuckers. What question was it? Oh, yeah, so Johnny Show. So therefore, not working actually for Mattel, I cannot be, therefore, not be fired. So that's like a... no. But, yeah, I only worked for Mattel the 1 week. 1 week I worked for Metallica. There was another week I was Captain America working for the country. I worked for America, bitch. I think I said something like that. Joshua's Figureland wants to know what's my dream match for WrestleMania 31 and what title should they fight for. Me versus any diva there wants to be. I said originally Trish because she was my first diva crush. I would love to wrestle Oksana. I'd let her win for a little hell. She'd probably kick my ass. Who am I kidding? And the title of Naked means who gets to be on top that night. What the hell was that? There's lights. There's lights everywhere. JXWWE wants to know my opinion of the Divas title that keeps changing, and am I attending SummerSlam 2015? Like I said, me and the guys, we usually try to catch like some kind of, usually it's Raw when it comes local. We're not really capable of driving out 6 hours just to catch something. WrestleMania, when it came to Giant Stadium, I mean, that was like, nobody had money, and we didn't go, and it was nuts. We watched it from home. It was like a madhouse. Half of us went, half of us didn't. I never have money for anything, despite all the jobs that I have. That's why I play the lottery. And I said before about the Divas title changing, I'm okay with it if that's the story they're going for. Because if you think about it, Ric Flair is a 16-time champion. John Cena, I think, is 15-time. Now, they wouldn't be 16 and 15-time champions if they didn't lose the belt a few times. So, you know, if they're trying to build Paige into that, or AJ is kind of already on her way there, she's a few titles ahead of Paige. I mean, they each would have to lose it a few times in order to gain it back and become that many-time Diva champion. I think Trish is up there, maybe 5 or 6 times. Whoever has the most, I'm not up on my Diva title history. I'm only up on how often they get naked in front of me. And the last question from earlier on was Rob D. Bailey wants to know that I'm a comic book fan like a boss, but had I ever read Teen Titans or the New Warriors? Like I said, no, I didn't. I didn't read a lot of DC. I read Batman. I read some Wonder Woman. Superman was just kind of all over the place. Everybody else was pretty cool, but just I felt there was, not that there was too much title, but I was already reading so much Marvel between all the, like, I think there was like 11 different titles for the X-Men at one time. You had to read Spawn. You read Gen 13, Wildcats. I mean, Image was all over the place. If you weren't reading Image, you got beat up in school. But anyway, no, that's not true. But, you know, it was good. It was like, you know, it was killer artwork. It was good story. You had to read it. I mean, you just wanted to read it. I was reading some Star Wars comics. I read Captain America. 11 titles of... Let's see if I can remember all 11 titles of X-Men. You ready? There's the X-Men and Uncanny X-Men. There was Wolverine, X-Force, X-Factor, Excalibur, Cable, Generation X. Crap, what were they? I'm up to 8. I don't know. I know there was a bunch of like miniseries going on, like Jean and Cyclops had this horrendous time traveling bout where they fucking traveled everywhere. Fucking time travel. Do you remember when I did that video about going to see Star Trek? The newer Star Trek. It was just part 2, but a couple of years back there was part 1, and I went into the theater with my youngest brother, and I said to him, I said, Derek, if there's any time travel in this fucking movie, I'm walking out. Opens the fucking movie with time travel. I was like... But it turned out to be pretty good. I enjoyed it. You could do time travel if you do it well. If you don't do time travel well, it's just shit. But no, I read so much other stuff. I didn't read Teen Titans and New Warriors. But I mean, I remember it being talked about that it was a good read if you had stuff to read. Oh, Wizard Magazine was something you could read every month. It was actual magazine and a price guide. It was like the coolest thing, and now I remember the last issue being printed. I was like, wow, you know, I should get that. And then I'm like, for what? Stuff isn't worth any money anymore. All right, so that being the last question, I wanted to talk a little bit about episode 100. 100. It's coming up. I would like to know, still, even though I have like an idea what I want to do, I would still like ideas about what you guys think I should do for episode 100. There's been talk about like the most massive custom. There's like the ultimate toy hunt. There's dancing and singing in the aisle. Carissa Corder and Jane, your sister Jane, I would love to hear if you guys have any comments, ideas for episode 100. It could be anything, man. I'll entertain anything. And if it's something I can do in a single episode, say like if I have something planned already and I don't go with your idea, but if it's your idea is something I can do in another episode, I will try to do that in another episode after 100, you know? That way, you know, you get like the honorary mention or something. Something cool like that. Did anybody see Derek Jeter's last game today? Oh, man. You talk about the end of an era. Jesus Christ. I can't believe it's been 20 years already. I remember when this guy came up into baseball. I was like, oh, new shortstop. All right, they're going to go with the rookie. Because before that, you know, the Yankees were known for buying free agents. Not buying, but signing free agents with high price tags and not so high productivity. So I think, was it Tony Fernandez? I think Tony Fernandez, towards the end of his career, was playing shortstop for the Yankees. And then all of a sudden, there's this kid, Derek Jeter. And he was pretty good. And then he was in the postseason, and he was pretty good. And then 20 years later, he's still pretty good! I love that man. I cried all weekend watching the end of his career. Oh, sad. Sad shit, man. I mean, how often do you have a team like that? I think the last team there was like that was the Yankees. With you know, there was this guy called Mickey Mantle. Maybe you heard of him. This other guy, Roger Maris. Maybe you heard of him. I don't know. Maybe. You don't get teams like that. You know, and Derek Jeter is the last guy to retire from a team of that caliber. It's yeah, end of an era. But, you know, I've tweeted all weekend about Derek Jeter and, you know, good luck to him and stuff like that. So here we go. Counting down to episode 100. I want your ideas. Q&A every Sunday. I want your questions all week long. Derek Jeter. Peace out, Cub Scout. And, what else? that's kind of it. Like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe for more.